Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Liverpool to take Marc Guehi transfer gamble with Man City ready to pounce. Ibrahima Konate contract update offers huge hint at Liverpool transfer plans. Lfc Szoboszlai apologises for error as Liverpool star called disrespectful. Now details. Manchester City is set to face little competition in its bid to sign Marc Guehi this month, with both Arsenal and Liverpool expected to hold off until the summer before making a move for the England defender on a free transfer. Guehi, 25, has become a hot prospect for several of the Premier League's top clubs after his standout performances for Crystal Palace in recent seasons. The former Chelsea player, who was previously close to signing with Liverpool during the summer transfer window, now has less than 6 months left on his contract at Selhurst Park and has no plans to extend it. It was widely anticipated that Guehi would depart the Eagles on a free transfer at the end of the season, especially given Liverpool's likely interest in reigniting its pursuit of him. However, City is prepared to strike a deal for Guehi this month, and the club's readiness to facilitate a significant deal in the January transfer window rather than waiting until the summer could give them an advantage in securing his services. According to The Athletic, Liverpool has deemed a January move for Guehi as unrealistic due to the financial implications of such a deal, particularly as the player could command a hefty signing-on fee given the lucrative options he would have as a free agent. Instead, the Reds will concentrate on central defensive options in the summer transfer window, a period during which they could also lose Ibrahima Konate. Moreover, Arsenal's long-standing interest in the defender is unlikely to be pursued this month, with the Gunners also considering a potential deal in the summer once Guehi has left Palace, rather than a mid-season transfer. The problem for both clubs is that their approach could give City an unchallenged chance to persuade Guehi to leave London early. City is now prioritising the signing of a central defender after wrapping up a deal for Anton Semenyo. Palace had agreed on a deal to sell Guehi to Liverpool in the summer before a last-minute change of heart. The January window represents Palace's final chance to cash in on its captain. It's been reported elsewhere that City is intent on securing a deal for Guehi this month and would be willing to match any other offers. In the meantime, City has brought back Max Allen from a loan spell in the Championship with Watford. The 20-year-old has made a strong impression after starting 2 consecutive games, including the 10-1 thrashing of Exeter City in the FA Cup, where the young defender found the back of the net. Ibrahima Konate contract update offers huge hint at Liverpool transfer plans. Liverpool is reportedly set to focus on strengthening in the centre of defence during the summer transfer window, having failed to make a breakthrough in contract negotiations with Ibrahima Konate. Konate's current deal is due to expire at the end of the season, when he will be able to leave the club for nothing. Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain were both linked with moves for Konate last year, but speculation surrounding a possible move to either of those clubs has died down of late, owing to the Frenchman's poor form this season. However, despite Konate's struggles this term, it will surely concern Liverpool that 2 high-profile assets could leave for nothing in successive summers, following Trent Alexander-Arnold's move away last year. The Reds are in a precarious position at centre-half, with Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez also into the last 18 months of their deals. Van Dijk will turn 35 this year too, while Gomez has been plagued by injuries throughout his time at Liverpool, and his fitness issues seem to be getting worse as he approaches 30. Konate, Van Dijk and Gomez are the club's only fit centre-backs at the moment. Giovanni Leoni is the only other centre-back in the Liverpool squad. The 19-year-old has been missing since September and will miss the remainder of the season due to a serious knee injury. Liverpool was hopeful of going into this season with 5 centre-backs, but a deal to sign Crystal Palace captain Marc Guehi collapsed at the 11th hour on transfer deadline day last summer. The Reds retain an interest in Guehi, but they will not have the free run at him that they appeared to have last year due to the player's contract situation at Palace. Like Konate, Guehi is also set to become a free agent at the end of the campaign, and he is the subject of interest from a host of top clubs from Europe and abroad. Guehi has been free to sign a pre-contract agreement with clubs outside the English league system since New Year's Day, and it has been reported that Real Madrid and Bayern Munich are among the clubs interested in signing him. Manchester City, though, has been linked with a swoop for Guehi in January after Josko Gvardiol and Ruben Dias both suffered serious injuries earlier this month. Liverpool's stance on signing Conor Bradley and Alexander Isak replacements this transfer window. Liverpool is unlikely to sign players to cover for the absences of Conor Bradley and Alexander Isak during the January transfer window. Bradley suffered a season-ending knee injury last week, while Isak is still some way off a return after fracturing his left leg while scoring for Liverpool against Tottenham in December. Isak is expected to return before the end of the campaign, while Liverpool is hopeful that Bradley will be available for the start of 2026-27 pre-season, and The Athletic says that Liverpool does not view it as necessary to sign players just to cover for a relatively short period of time. Joe Gomez, Jeremy Frimpong, Lfc Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones have all played at right-back under Arne Slot, so Liverpool is confident that the squad can manage without Bradley for a few months. Scans on Bradley's knee thankfully eased fears that the player had ruptured the anterior cruciate ligament in his left knee, but the player suffered significant bone and ligament damage. Liverpool said that Bradley would undergo surgery in the coming days ahead of a period of rehabilitation. Although the club said that no timeframe was being placed on Bradley's return, he is expected to miss the remainder of the season. Bradley is the second Liverpool defender to suffer an apparent season-ending injury this term. After new signing, Giovanni Leoni sustained a serious knee injury of his own back in September. Meanwhile, Liverpool is set to prioritise strengthening in the centre of defence during the summer transfer window. It is reported that there has been no breakthrough in contract talks with Ibrahima Konate, who will be free to leave Liverpool as a free agent on July 1 as things stand. Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez are both into the last 18 months of their deals too. And Van Dijk turns 35 this year, while Gomez has been plagued by fitness issues for over a year. Liverpool could also be in the market for a right-sided forward in the summer, depending on what happens when Mohamed Salah returns to Merseyside following the conclusion of his involvement in the Africa Cup of Nations. The AFCON third-place playoff takes place on Saturday, with the final scheduled for Sunday. Egypt will be involved in one of those games after securing a semi-final spot with a 3-2 win over the Ivory Coast in the last 8. Salah is expected to return to Liverpool next week. Lfc Szoboszlai apologises for error as Liverpool star called disrespectful. Lfc Szoboszlai has expressed regret following his peculiar blunder in Liverpool's triumph over Barnsley. Despite the Reds securing a 4-1 FA Cup victory at Anfield, Szoboszlai's attempt to halt a Barnsley attack toward the end of the first half resulted in an unfortunate flick just 3 yards out under pressure, gifting Adam Phillips an easy tap-in. Barnsley's head coach Conor O'Rahane didn't mince words in his post-match press conference, accusing Szoboszlai of being disrespectful to his team. Meanwhile, a less-than-pleased Arne Slot confirmed he would be having a discussion with his midfielder. However, Szoboszlai took responsibility for his error. "Sorry for the team again," he told Liverpool's website. "I made it hard for us with an easy mistake, I would say, but football moves on and we take the next round." Before his mishap, the Hungarian international had fired home a 35-yarder to kick off the scoring, followed by Jeremy Frimpong doubling the lead. Substitutes Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike added to the tally in the latter stages of the second half, setting up a fourth-round clash with Brighton for the Reds. "We wanted to show that we take the FA Cup seriously," Szoboszlai said. "I think we always take it seriously, but we showed again today that we need the whole squad." The new guys came in who didn't play maybe as much as the others, but again, they also showed quality. "We need everyone. I think we need a little bit more time together to get to know each other better. The summer on we developed a lot and all the new guys settled in very well, I think, but you need to ask them first of all. Happy for Flo and Hugo and all of the guys. Of course it was nice to win. It was also for the fans also, and now we move on." Following the match, Tykes manager O'Rahane commented, "I'm a little bit disappointed with their player if I'm honest.